Hi Empire Builders, Bill Pitcher here with another episode of Empire Building Today. In this episode, I want to talk about the pace of change on Empire Avenue and the whole quote-unquote beta status of the site. There was a time when if you stuck the word beta on something, it really meant it was not ready for prime time. We've probably seen sites like Google overuse the term beta. It was, in a way to give themselves a free pass that everything wasn't perfect the way they wanted. And we've kind of become accustomed as a public to, it might be in beta, but if it's out there, it should be ready for prime time. And we're seeing with Empire Avenue that there's a lot of changes going on, and some of those changes and things are being done under the auspices of it, to the guise of it being beta. And even though that gets repeated, there's some frustrations with some of the changes. Personally, I don't think it matters that much whether it's called beta or whether it's not. I think that one of the things that has really changed about software development in the years that I've seen it — I've never been a software developer, but I've been enough of a geek to see it going on around me — is it used to be you got something as perfect as you could get it, and then you put it out there. And nowadays called about iterate and post, and where it's get something out there and then start working feverishly on making it better, and make it better again, and make it better again, and make it better again. And so you've seen sites like Twitter continue to add new features. You've seen Facebook redesign its site a number of times, each time to significant criticism. You've seen the site dig.com try to completely reinvent itself and almost have a revolt from its most seasoned users. But these companies recognize, despite the concerns that a vocal minority will have, that this new pace, this internet time, is vital to success and growth. One of the criticisms of companies, very successful companies like Microsoft and RIM, is that they have not fully copped on yet to this internet time, and they come out with updates once a year, and meanwhile the competition is just doing laps around them because they're coming out with updates on a sort of every few weeks. And we're certainly seeing that with the Android operating system. And even people are wondering if Apple's going to be able to keep up with its upgrades sort of once a year, significant upgrades, and Google just introducing upgrade after upgrade. That pace of change is challenging for people, but it's been proven to really help you achieve explosive growth. That you just get so much better that people start to flock to you because they like how mature your product is. They like that you've got features that have really been figured out by trial and error. So I applaud the Empire Avenue team for the fast pace of changes that they're making, and I understand that sometimes they're going to give us advance warning. Sometimes they feel that's really important, and sometimes they feel it's important to not tell us. And if you look at other companies, sometimes they very much pre-announce the changes that they're going to be making, and other times we don't see them until they're actually rolling out on the day. And there are a wide variety of reasons for that, and I understand that, and I certainly support it. I wouldn't want any concerns about the way we respond to the pace of change to slow the Empire Avenue team down. I won't always agree with every change that they make, but I think that overall, they just keep adding more and more elements to the site. If anything, there's actually features and elements that I want to see them add that I can't wait for them to get to, and I know that they want to address some of them, and others will take a longer time. So, folks, all I can say is suck it up. I think that the Empire Avenue team is swinging for the fences. They are looking. They have plans beyond, I think, anything most of us can even imagine, and as such, they're willing to take the pain and in some cases the personal abuse that comes from implementing these changes the way they have, because the stakes are so high for them and they see so much opportunity if they continue to create this system of putting these changes in place and building, as I mentioned before, not just a game, but perhaps a series of games. So that's my thoughts on the pace of change. And next time I'll talk about some of the other smaller changes that have been going on at Empire Avenue as well. So that's Empire Building Today. Until next time, I'm Bill Pitcher.